What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode. Today I'm going to be doing something pretty short. I'm just trying to get this radiator ready to throw in. I wanted to test something out. I wanted to see how I could polish up this Koyo radiator. So I have this Koyo radiator here, and it's got like a more of a dull finish to it. It's still aluminum, so I'm guessing I can polish it up probably pretty easy. And I'm gonna use this differential cover just to kind of test on before I actually start. I bought these little polishing discs. It's like a buffing and polishing wheel set, and it's made for metals. It doesn't say aluminum on here. It just says steel, stainless, brass, and copper. The softer wheel will be good enough for polishing up aluminum. So I'm gonna test it on this back differential cover. This differential was actually in a rear end accident, or is this the one out of a rear end accident? I forget, but it's cracked right here, and you can see there's a pretty large dent right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna practice on this little cleaned up area. I have this magnesium and aluminum polish system. Others, this is pretty common. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have seen this before, but I'm just gonna try to use that with this wheel here, and I'm gonna see how it turns out on the differential. I mean, it's polishing. I lightweight just want to give it a try. Give this one a try on there. Alright, so you can see a little bit of a difference. I'll show you guys now. Now there is still some of the, let's see. So you can see from here, there is a decent difference from here to here, and so that worked out alright. What I'm gonna do is I might end up sanding this with like maybe 3000 grit, and then go over it with this buffing wheel or polishing wheel, whatever it's called, and trying to get all these residual, you know, scratch marks out, because it looks like this was sanded at the factory with some type of a sandpaper, and you can see right here how there's a little bit of a polished part right here as well. Alright, so I got a piece of 3000 grit sandpaper here. I'm gonna start wet sanding and seeing how this comes out. So what I thought might happen is I'm still ending up with scratch marks that are bigger than the 3000 grit that I used. So I might step it down. I'm probably gonna wait until the morning because I'm finished changing my oil now. I just wanted to do this real quick. What I'm getting here is it looks a lot better. Don't get me wrong, but you can still see these scratch marks in here, and it's pretty obvious. Alright, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to actually start with a 1500 grit sandpaper, and I'm gonna work my way down to a 2000 and then a 3000, and I do have some 5000 grit sandpaper, but I don't know if that's gonna be necessary. Alright, so I went over it, and I'm still not really liking the finish, so I'm gonna try to see what else I can do. I might get like a microfiber polishing pad and try to do it. This is where I sanded with the 3000 grit down here, so you can see there is a difference here. You can see clearly there's a difference, but it's still not coming out exactly the way I want it. It's not like a mirror. So since that didn't work, I went and grabbed some more 3000 grit sandpaper from AutoZone actually, and I got a 5000 grit sandpaper as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over it with the 3000 again, and I'm gonna wet sand everything all over again up here on the top. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over it with the 5000. I bought this pad. Not sure if I'll actually use it or not, but it's like a wool pad. It's pretty soft, so I'm thinking it might help or it might work, I don't know. It's got like a drill attachment on the back, but I'm basically just gonna see if I can use it to maybe buff this out after I use these two sandpapers. And then I also got another one of this magnesium and aluminum polish. So this is pretty much how it came out. There is a big difference, but it's not like it's 100% like a mirror. You can see how it is pretty polished. This side is the same. If I would have stepped it down to, like, you know, 600 grit sandpaper, I think it would have worked a lot better. If I didn't start at I think I started at 1500, but I didn't think that the scratches were going to be this deep, so there is some small little pits in it. There's this line right here next to the edge. Let's see if you can see that a little bit better now. And you can see some of the scratches still in it. And I didn't sand that direction, so that has to be from the factory. If I were to redo all this, then I would probably start at 600 grit and then move up, you know, 800, then 1200, and then maybe 15, 2000. But that's doing a lot just for something that's underneath the hood that's not going to be seen that often. So yeah, basically that's how I did it. It looks a lot better than it did. And I'll flip the radiator over again just to, I mean, after, and this is before. So, I mean, you can clearly see there is a big difference. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it. It was actually a pretty interesting process trying to polish that aluminum. If I had you know, the right tools and stuff, it probably would have been a lot easier, but by hand it actually came out pretty decent. Like I said, if I would have stepped it down, it probably would have came out a lot better if I started at like 600 and then worked my way up from there, because there is some a lot deeper scratches that were, you know, deeper than the 1000, or I think I started with 1500 grit, that would have came out if I would have stepped it down a little bit more. But yeah, guys, if you liked the video, hit that thumbs up button, consider subscribing. I'm going to have a lot of stuff to come. In the next couple of days, I'm going to be picking up the Akibano calipers from the powder coaters. So I'm going to be doing that, and then I'm going to be putting them together, putting in the seal kits, and then I'm going to throw them on the car. So if you guys want to see more content, hit that subscribe button. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.